Your go-to navigator for global shifts is back, and today we're drawing new lines from fast lanes to foreign affairs. Because when global trade takes a sharp turn, industries everywhere feel the ripple effect. The U.S. and Europe are at it again, with Germany, France, and Denmark leading the charge against Trump's policies. From geopolitical tensions over Greenland to the brewing trade showdown and Tesla's uphill battle in Europe, this one's shaping up to be a wild ride. Stay tuned, we're drawing new lines.
And that Greenland is today a part of the Kingdom of Denmark. It's a part of our territory, and it's not for sale.
We have to have protection, so we're going to have to make a deal on that. And Denmark is not able to do that. You know, Denmark's very far away, but we've been dealing with Denmark, we've been dealing with Greenland, and we have to do it. We really need it for national security.
Trump's Greenland bid, navigating icy waters. In a recent meeting with NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte, President Trump once again brought up the idea of acquiring Greenland, confidently stating, "I think it will happen." His interest in the Arctic territory comes down to its vast mineral wealth and strategic position, seeing it as a key piece in the U.S. national security puzzle. But Greenland's response, a firm rejection. All 5 political parties in its parliament stood united, making it clear that Greenland's future isn't up for negotiation. It's for Greenlanders to decide. Denmark wasted no time standing by its autonomous territory, with Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen firmly stating, "Greenland is not for sale." European heavyweights, including leaders from Germany and France, also pushed back, warning that Trump's claims could shake NATO's stability and raise serious questions about territorial sovereignty. But this isn't the only fault line between the U.S. and Europe. Trump's escalating trade war with the EU is turning into another high-stakes showdown. Tariff showdown, Europe strikes back. Trump's long-standing feud with the European Union is no secret. He's called out the bloc for what he sees as unfair trade practices, arguing that while European cars flood U.S. streets, American automakers face roadblocks in the EU market. And he's not just talking. New tariffs on European vehicles could be his next big move. But the EU isn't backing down. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen has made it clear that any U.S. tariffs will be met with swift retaliation. French President Emmanuel Macron and German Chancellor Olaf Scholz are also holding the line, pushing for fair trade agreements. With automakers on both sides of the Atlantic caught in the crossfire, the stakes have never been higher. Tariffs could send costs soaring for European giants like Volkswagen, BMW, and Mercedes, making their cars more expensive in the U.S. Meanwhile, American automakers like Tesla looking to grow in Europe would run into even bigger roadblocks. Both sides know a trade war would be a lose-lose game, but tensions are only heating up. If these tariffs land, expect shockwaves across the entire automotive supply chain, from raw materials to final production. And speaking of industry turbulence, Tesla is facing a whole different storm in Europe. Not from trade battles, but from ethical concerns that are starting to take a toll. Before we dive in, do us a favor. Hit that like and subscribe. It helps us reach more viewers who are just as curious about global shifts as you are. Now let's draw new lines and move on to our next point. Denmark drops Tesla ethics before earnings? Denmark's pension funds are taking a stand against Tesla, pulling their investments over concerns about labor practices and corporate governance. 2 of the country's largest funds, Akademiker Pension and Pension Denmark, pointed to Tesla's anti-union stance and Elon Musk's leadership as key reasons for cutting ties. Akademiker Pension CEO Jens Munch Holst made it clear they lost patience with Tesla's refusal to engage in fair labor talks, landing the company on their exclusion list. Meanwhile, Pension Denmark, managing nearly $46 billion in assets, reinforced their commitment to ethical investing, aligning with international labor rights standards. The situation escalated when Tesla refused to sign a collective bargaining agreement for Swedish workers, sparking strikes across the Nordic region. Danish unions quickly joined in, blocking Tesla shipments and ramping up the pressure. This is part of a larger shift among European investors, who are prioritizing ethics, especially when it comes to labor rights and corporate transparency. Tesla's resistance to European labor standards isn't just a PR headache. It's coming with real financial consequences as regulators, investors, and consumers push back. And the fallout isn't just in the boardroom. Tesla's sales numbers are taking a hit, and the latest figures are downright concerning. Tesla's trouble in Europe, plummeting sales and a reputation on the line. Tesla's once dominant position in Europe is in freefall. In Germany, one of its most crucial markets, sales plummeted by a jaw-dropping 76% in February 2025, after already dropping 60% in January. The real kicker? Germany's overall EV market actually grew by 30.8% during that time. While other automakers are surging ahead, Tesla is slipping fast. And it's not just the numbers. Public sentiment is just as brutal. A recent survey revealed that 94% of Germans have no interest in buying a Tesla, marking a dramatic shift in consumer trust. Several factors are driving Tesla's downward spiral. Growing concerns over Elon Musk's political ties, the company's labor disputes, and the rising competition from European EV makers. Adding fuel to the fire, Tesla's reputation is getting battered on social media. Public protests, viral campaigns, and even vandalism of Tesla properties signal a brand rapidly falling out of favor. Once the undisputed leader of the EV revolution, Tesla is now struggling to hold its ground in a market it once dominated. But what's really behind this shift? Musk's deepening involvement in European politics is turning into a branding disaster for Tesla. Musk's political bet, a brand in turmoil? Elon Musk's growing entanglement in European politics is proving to be a major liability for Tesla. His outspoken support for Germany's far-right Alternative for Germany (AfD) party, following its electoral gains, has alienated a significant chunk of Tesla's customer base. In a market where many consumers prioritize progressive values, Musk's stance is increasingly seen as out of step with their expectations. But this political gamble isn't just costing Tesla goodwill. It's driving away investors and longtime supporters who are wary of being linked to a brand caught up in ideological controversy. In an era where corporate image can make or break a brand, Musk's personal views are casting a long shadow over Tesla's future in Europe. His skepticism toward climate policies is only adding fuel to the fire, putting him at odds with the EU's strict sustainability agenda. Despite Tesla's role as an EV pioneer, Musk has downplayed the urgency of environmental reforms, even questioning the need for tight emissions regulations. This directly clashes with Europe's push for greener policies, making Tesla's footing in the region even shakier. And that leads to the big question: can Tesla recover, or has the tide already turned? The final call? Is Tesla losing its grip on Europe? Tesla's troubles in Europe aren't just about declining sales. They signal a broader shift in transatlantic business dynamics. As skepticism toward U.S. brands grows and European automakers like Volkswagen, BMW, and Renault gain ground, Tesla's reign as the undisputed EV leader could be slipping away. Musk's polarizing political stance, coupled with Tesla's pushback against European labor standards, has sparked resistance from unions, investors, and regulators alike. At the same time, the EU is doubling down with stricter trade policies and corporate governance rules, adding even more roadblocks to Tesla's operations. So, the big question remains: can Tesla turn things around in Europe? Or is the decline permanent? Will Musk rethink his approach, rebuild trust with consumers, and steer Tesla away from political turbulence? Or has the company already veered too far off course to make a comeback? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you found this analysis insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more deep dives into global shifts. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.